Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Villains on the Rebirth server. We are with our level 33 Mastermind Nightmare Lass, who has 2.3 million influence or experience and 165,000 to go to get to level 34 and 138 million infamy. We aren't on a story arc because I went to see my broker. Where is she? Stella, the mouth, and she had no contacts for me, even after I was able to build up rep with her. So, I've moved on to St. Marshall. It's a level 30 to 40 zone. We're level 33. I guess we're going to put Nerva Archipelago behind us, and we're going to start doing missions here in St. Marshall. So, we'll do a couple of newspaper missions. I probably won't show you all the newspaper missions we're going to do, but I haven't posted anything for a couple days, so we'll do a couple of newspaper missions together. And then the next time you see me, we will be on a story arc for our contact. We do have one contact left in Nerva, Rutger, but I couldn't figure out whether he was a newer contact or not, and it looked like a couple of his missions were going to require us to fight elite bosses, which our minions aren't very good at. So I just thought, let's move on, and let's go ahead and do missions here, and see how we do against the enemies that are here in St. Marshall. Right, because we've already been in Nerva Archipelago for about 8 levels, 25 to 33. So I think 7 levels in St. Marshall also makes sense. So we buff our buddies, and then we're going to head inside. So we have to kidnap a guy from the Freak Show. So the Freak Show have him. We know that we're pretty good against Freak Show, so this shouldn't be a problem. This should be a +1 mission. It is. We got some yellow freaks. And let's teleport over here. This isn't going to stop the guy with him from coming here, but it'll stop us from aggroing the other guys further away. Oops, they stunned me. That's not good. Let's get away from him. It's those AoEs. Point blank area effect. Come on. What are you guys doing? Now we're going to teleport the walking guy over here. We might have enough slots at this point that I can actually start enhancing the teleport foe. Make it a better power. Look at that. Locked up an orange con, that's awesome. Now you may be wondering, I teleported the other guy, why didn't I try to teleport the orange guy? Because it's really hard to hit the orange guys. And that is why we're going to want to put another accuracy on this. And we might also want to put a recharge on it. Let's see if I can take a yellow and hit this guy. Come over here. There we go. Oh, he took a bit of a bite out of Curly there. Now we should be able to go in. There are only 3 more guys, it looks like. And again, you can see that Curly definitely likes to freeze as one of his early opening moves. Oh, somebody woke up. Yeah, I've been sloppy about that. Where's Zini? Let's heal him up. Alright. So we're doing pretty well with this character. We're about halfway to 34th level. Got a long way to go to get to level 50. In the meantime, since I've got this new computer, I've been thinking about other games that I could possibly play. Perhaps ones with more graphics intensity, although the ones I've been looking at really haven't. One thing I'm toying with is possibly doing a Let's Play of soloing Ark. I don't know. There's a guy named Flingerfu, actually, who made a really awesome Let's Play called Soloing the Ark. I couldn't possibly do anything as awesome as he did, but I thought it might be fun to kind of do that myself, and there go my minions. I wouldn't, like, he was trying to actually teach people, almost as a tutorial, how to play. I don't think I would bother doing that so much because, after all, like I said, he did a really good job, so I'm not sure that I could really add anything to what he was able to accomplish. But I could, you know, do a fun one where we do some building and some taming of dinosaurs, that kind of thing. Would be fun. Maybe. But Ark is a huge time investment. It's not something that you can do in a few hours or even a few seasons. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours it takes to get anything accomplished in Ark. Are you tech? These guys are not following my commands for some reason here. So that's Ark's one possibility. Another thing I really like are building and simulation games. City Skylines is another possibility, although that's a bit of an older game. And I've played that a lot, and I'm not really sure that I would stick with City Skylines for very long, just because I've played it so much. Another thing I've been looking at is Jurassic World Evolution, which is a pretty cool looking game. This is where it's sort of like the same idea as Roller Coaster Tycoon, where the idea is that you have an amusement park, in this case with dinosaurs, and you build exhibits and you try to please the customers, and it seems like a pretty cool game. I watched a little bit of Let's Play on it, and it seems interesting. Another one that looks also interesting is Planet Zoo. That seems like a pretty cool game, although, you know, both Ark and Jurassic World have dinosaurs, so that definitely recommends them. So I'm not sure. I feel like Jurassic World is probably a shorter game to play, and that I don't think there's as much to do in it. I could be wrong, but I feel like the career mode will be shorter than Planet Zoo. It's pretty clear that the career mode is, I don't know, like 20 different scenarios, and then there's a franchise mode where you are trying, I think, to gain zoo franchises all over the world. So you start with like an empty zoo, and when you build it up enough to earn enough money that you have that zoo well in hand, then you open a second zoo somewhere else. So you can have a zoo in North America, and a zoo in South America, and a zoo in China, and so forth. Kind of like how there's Euro Disney and Tokyo Disney and California Disney and Epcot and, you know, Magic Kingdom in Florida and the Animal Kingdom and California Adventure and all that stuff. And so you basically become this giant zoo conglomerate, and you open up zoos all over the world. And that sounds kind of cool too. That one differs from the campaign mode, or the career mode, in that the career mode has scenarios with specific goals, and the franchise mode is just get rich and make a lot of zoos. And so I'm sure there are achievements and badges to earn in both modes. So we could play around with something like that. I don't know as much about the achievements and badges that one could earn in, and there's the guy we're looking for. So we're not going to hit him yet because I saw some other freaks downstairs, so we're going to bring them up here and make sure that we've cleared them out. I thought I saw some guys downstairs. Wait here, boys. No, I didn't. I thought I saw some guys downstairs, but I guess I didn't. So these are the last guys we have to fight. Alright, come on. So yeah, those are three possibilities. You know, one thing I'm sort of bummed about is, let me pause it here because the phone is ringing, and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back, and now we're going to fight this tank, so we're going to give Curly Hell on Earth, and some Mez Defense, and we'll summon up World of Pain, and we'll summon up Rune of Protection, and we'll go after the Juicer Freak first, to try to take him out. And then we get the tank. Oh, no, we don't want to get hit by him. Let's let our minions fight him. Come on. What's going on? He looks bugged. Alright, well, they're kicking his butt, so that's good. He had to fall down, didn't he? But they froze him, which is excellent. Got him. Alright, so we'll take the stealth off and kidnap Larry. Come with me, buddy. So I guess I can't fly now. So let's head down. And I'm going to send my minions over there. Make sure the tank didn't res, did he? No. Okay. Come on. Follow me, guys. And here comes an ambush, so we'll interpose our boys. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. No, no, no. Go over here. Yeah, no, I screwed that up. I clicked, and the 3D made me select this here, and they tried to go upstairs. That was a weird ambush, just one guy. Maybe it wasn't an ambush, maybe he just rezzed back here and couldn't find me. Is he following? Come on. Sort of weird that the living hellfire shows up on the map, but not our own actual minions. Oh, the Smasher is following us. Go get him. Meanwhile, I'll end the mission. There we go. Just turning invisible because this area is a higher level and I don't want to get attacked. See right there? Now those are only whites, they're not that big of a deal, but better to be safe. So if you look at our broker, St. Marshall is Isabel the Knife. We've got a little bit for her, so we still need more credit with her. Circle of Thorns, Carnival of Shadows, Archon Romano of the Council. Let's fight the Council. These seem pretty fun to fight. It's always fun to beat up fascists. So yeah, speaking of other games, I don't know that. So one of the ones I was thinking of was Raft. I like survival games, and Raft is this really cool game where you start out on a very small wooden raft, and you get this hook with a rope attached to it, and you use the hook to like gather up resources and build your raft, and you can make like almost a floating city. It's really cool. It's super. It seems super fun multiplayer, and when the game first came out, I really was interested in it. They just put out a new chapter 2 or whatever, and I'm very disappointed in what they put out. It seems like, you know, you're not on the raft anymore, but you're wandering around these islands fighting enemies. And I don't know, the combat system didn't look robust enough that I would want to use it a lot for combat. It was fun for like stabbing a shark to make sure it stops biting your raft, but to like actually fight enemies, not so sure. I might have to look at some Chapter 2 gameplay to see what it's really like, but I'm pretty disappointed, and I don't think I'm going to be playing that one. So, you know, we're just going to have to see what sorts of other games I might want to play. I also want to challenge the graphics card. I think Arc maybe has the ability to do that, though probably not really, because Arc came out in 2017 before the 2080 graphics card came out, and now I have a 3080, so it probably won't. Although Arc is not the most efficiently programmed game, so it might challenge the graphic card just due to its inefficiency. But one of the continuing problems that I always have with Arc is, again, the coding problems with the game and the development of the game. And to explain what I mean, if you're playing single player, which is what I would do, the single player version of the game, in order to avoid overtaxing your computer where you're running the game on the same computer you're playing it on. So let me explain that. What I'm using on my computer, what you're seeing, the interface, what you're seeing on your screen is being shown to you through the City of Heroes client. That's the thing that I use to connect to City of Heroes and play it. And we're being shown things in the interface. And the client is drawing all this stuff on the screen. But the innards of what's actually happening, what the map looks like, what the villains are doing, how my powers are regenerated, that stuff's all being handled by the server. So the server runs the game, and the client shows me what the server is telling it to show. So that it gives, the server tells the client the XYZ coordinates of this guy, or of this guy, right? And they're slightly different, and so the client positions council models of the type the server tells it, with the name the server tells it, with the con the server tells it, in the position the server tells it. So the client does the display, but the server decides kind of what's going on. In Arc, it was originally designed to be a game that was run like an MMO in the sense of you have a client and you have a server. And they have official Arc servers. I don't know if they're still alive, but they have them. Or you can download the Arc server and put it on your own machine. And it wasn't really intended to have the server on the same computer as the client, right? And that does a lot of taxing of your computer. Now, my new computer can handle it, but for any computer in 2017 when Arc came out, or 2016 when Arc came out, it would be a very, very taxing thing to run both an actual Arc server and the Arc client on the same computer. So if you want to play by yourself, there are a couple of solutions. One is to have two machines in your house, right? Like, say my old computer would be the server, if it were capable of doing that, and my new computer would run the client. A second option is to use a server service. So, for example, Nitrado, I think, is one of them, and these are third-party services that will... Oh, finish him, please. Yeah, there we go. These are third-party services that will they'll host the game for you as a server. You run it as a server admin, and then you run the client on your desktop, and the server is being hosted remotely, much the way an Arc official server would be hosted remotely by the company that made Arc's computers. And so if you then, instead of doing one of those options, there's a third option where you don't have a spare computer to run, you don't want to spend the money or deal with running it on a remote server, so you run the server on the same computer as your client. That's the part that's really rough. Even my computer would struggle with that. So what they gave as an alternative option is solo Arc. And this is where you are kind of running the game as a server and a client on one computer, but it's modified. And so the only way to explain this is because they know you're playing single player, they make most of the world hibernate. And only the parts of the world that are near your character are active. And that prevents the game from overtaxing your computer, which is good. The problem with it is it's buggy. And the hibernation causes all kinds of issues with resources that you then have to kludge around. And one of the main problems is that resource nodes, when you mine them out, like let's say there are some rocks here, and I go with a pick and I mine the rocks, and I get a bunch of flint from the rocks, and the resource node vanishes. Ordinarily, after an hour or so, it'll respawn. If you stay in the area, it will respawn. And he is up there. Okay, is he a boss? He's a boss. Okay, so we're gonna have to clear this room, and then we'll go after him. So if you mine out the node and you go far away, it will go into hibernation. It will not respawn. If you then log out and shut the computer down so that the game stops running before the node has respawned, the node deletes itself and never comes back. And that may not sound so bad for a single pile of rocks, but if you mine out all of the metal nodes, there aren't that many of them, on a mountainside, or all of the crystal nodes, and there aren't that many of them, and they never come back, and you need crystal to do things, and you need metal to do things, to build things, you basically can completely run out of resources and be unable to progress in the game. And so there are some kludges to doing this, which are variously slightly to somewhat reliable. None of them is 100%. There's just no true fix for this. The ARK developers have been aware that this is a problem pretty much since launch, and they've never been able to figure out how to fix it. I don't think they care to fix it, because it seems to me it's the sort of thing that should be eminently fixable if you know what the problem is. So I just don't think they care. But the question is, do I really want to constantly thrash with that kind of thing so that my character isn't screwed on resources? Now there are cheats you can do. You can... is he still up there? There are cheats you can do. One of the cheats you can do is just give yourself resources. But to me, if you're going to do that, I don't even see the point of playing the game. Right? I want to mine out the resources. I want them to take hours to respawn. I just don't want them to never respawn. Where am I going here? Let's go up. Come on, boys. Up here. Attack. So that's one of the problems with ARK. Another problem is they have this program called BattleEye, which is spyware, which is designed to prevent you from cheating, and I don't want to have to do... There is a way to install it to install ARK without installing BattleEye, but I don't remember what it is, and I don't know if I want to deal with that either. It's sort of annoying. And there are a number of mods that I used in ARK that I don't know if they're still viable. So I'd have to do some serious testing with it. And so to me, ARK is going to require a major investment. Will you kill him? ARK is going to require a major investment on my part before I decide if I even really want to play it. And I'm not sure if I want to start with that as an alternative game. Whereas, what's going on? Whereas something like Jurassic World Evolution or Planet Zoo, I can play a couple tutorials, decide if I want to play it online and record it and just go. So we'll see what happens. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. If anybody has any ideas for games or comments, you can leave them in the comments and I'll consider it. Let's do one more newspaper mission since this has been a short episode, and then we will stop. Let's see where we are on our broker. Yeah, we're less than halfway. So I'm going to do this one with you guys, and then I'll do the rest of them off screen. But let's finish up. Let's see. Teresa strikes again. Carnival of Shadows. Council we just did. It's not clear what these guys are. Let's go ahead and do Carnival. Haven't done them in a while. And since this is our last mission, we'll just go ahead and teleport to the mission door. Hopefully it won't put me in the midst of a bunch of level 40s, or I will die. We're pretty close to level 34, but I don't think we will get there this episode, so that may end up happening off screen. But I guess that's alright. And my sound just went out. Oh, now it's back. Let's buff up our guys. And in we go. Notice World of Pain is back already, and these guys are like half recharge, so that's good. So that's because we have 2 recharge enhancers on each of them now. When we have triple, they'll be even better. Actually, I think we have triple on Hell on Earth now, don't we? Yeah, we do. But we have 2 on World of Pain and Root of Protection. So at level 34, those guys are probably going to get each a 3rd recharge slot. By the way, I also upgraded our base with another workshop room, so we will now have room for an enhancement table and an inspiration table. The reason I want the inspiration table eventually is because I've got all these inspirations in here. I want to get them out of my mail, but I don't want to put them in my inspiration tray because then you kind of have to use them, or they're just going to take up space. So if I can get an inspiration storage unit, then I can put them in there. Same thing with all these enhancements that, you know, I have, but I'm not necessarily using right now. I can put them in storage. So I would like to have those for storage. The other thing I've got to do is see if I can figure out a way to put, well, I was going to say to put other characters on my supergroup, but my other characters are heroes, so I guess that won't work. So one thing these guys will do, the Carnival, is drain the endurance of our minions when they die, but that's not too bad because the minions generally are okay on endurance. They generally don't run out very much. Unless you're like really going rapidly through Carnival after Carnival after Carnival. So we're just looking for Teresa and her guards. Guys, keep up. I am talking not to my audience, but to my minions. There's another tunnel. And that is a dead end. But this is not. We're going deeper. I have the feeling we're probably going in the right direction, but maybe not. Nope, I guess not, because this dead ended. So let's head back out. We haven't needed to click on glowies in a while. Most of these newspaper missions have been kidnappings or defeats. Still nothing. Well, there's not even anybody in here. Surely, yeah, I was going to say, surely there's got to be at least somebody. Not sure why we're only fighting one lieutenant at a time. There should be a minion in here too, but there isn't. Which is sort of odd. Wait, is there somebody back? No. Okay. And looks like there are only 2 guys left. So we can see them. Teresa and her strongman. Okay, so let's go ahead and buff World of Pain. You can see these guys are ready to go again. The recharges are so nice on them. And we'll give Curly Mez defense, and then we will send our guys after the strongman. Try to finish him off first. Okay, they're all going to need Mez defense, I think. Because she's going to be doing psychic to them. And looks like we've got her. And that is the mission, guys. That was a quick one. Out we go. So let me take you over real quick to show you the base. Wait, let's see. I was going to say let me take you over to show you the base, but I don't know that we want to spend a really long time. All right, let me pause it. I'll take you over and show you a little bit of difference, a little bit of work I've done on the base, and then we will stop. All right, we're in our base. And so before we stopped at this workshop here, but now we have a larger workshop. And I've moved my salvage rack and my invention table here. Now, this place is still a small workshop. And so what I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it's going to be big enough. I may have to take the stairs off of here and raise the floor or something. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I would like to put an inspiration holder and an enhancement table in here. I don't know if there's going to be room. If not, I'll just put the inspiration holder in here and we'll put the enhancement table. I think this can hold 4 things. There are 2 in it right now. So we can do another salvage rack and an enhancement table. There's plenty of room in here for that. Anyway, that's the base so far. I haven't done really a lot else with it. I think it looks really cool, arcane. You know, these sort of arcane walls and ceilings and everything. I think they're pretty awesome. And I'm really enjoying the base building. I just haven't been able to do too much because we don't have a lot of prestige. I have earned a total of 200,000, but we only have, now that we've spent a bunch of it, we only have about 13,000 left. And so, if we think about it in terms of this spot here, let's see if I can see how big these items are going to be. So we want to look for Arcane Workshop. Inspiration Storage. It won't even let me click it to put it out. Here's the enhancement table. This is pretty big, so I don't know if we're going to be able to fit them both. We'll just have to see. Alright guys, we're going to stop there. Did I get stuck? We're going to stop there. Until next time, I am Scarpalock, and this has been City of Villains.